Greetings, friends, and welcome back to the broadcast. I'm Shawn. Today we are on day 5 of our Gospel Reading Challenge, 30 days of reading the Gospels every single day. We are ready for John chapter 6, verses 22 through 40, which is the beginning half, the second half being tomorrow, of what is known as the Great Discourse on the Bread of Life. And tomorrow's section is incredibly important doctrinally. It's a matter of great debate, although arguably it wasn't a great debate for the first 1700 years of church history. It's only a great debate now. We'll talk a little bit about that tomorrow and do our best not to stretch it out past 15 minutes. So you can look forward to that tomorrow. But the first half of it we're reading today, which is verses 22 through 40. Today, really the important thing to get into our hearts, I believe, is the importance of obeying the most important commandment that we're given. And I'm not talking about like the commandments like love your neighbor as yourself and love God above all things. Those are obviously, Jesus says, all the commandments hang on that. I'm talking about the great command to believe. To believe. You'll see what I mean here in a minute. Let's go ahead and read our passages for this morning, verses 22 through 40, King James Bible. Let me begin. The day following, when the people which stood on the other side of the sea saw that there was none other boat there, save the one whereinto his disciples were entered, and that Jesus went not with his disciples into the boat, but that his disciples were gone away alone, howbeit there came other boats from Tiberias nigh unto the place where they did eat bread, after the Lord had given thanks. When the people therefore saw that Jesus was not there, neither his disciples, they also took shipping and came to Capernaum, seeking for Jesus. And when they had found him on the other side of the sea, they said unto him, Rabbi, when camest thou hither? And Jesus answered them and said, Verily, verily, I say unto you, you seek me, not because you saw the miracles, but because you did eat the loaves and were filled. Labor not for the meat which perishes, but for that meat which endureth unto everlasting life, which the Son of Man shall give unto you. For him hath God the Father sealed. Please note, often throughout the Gospels, Jesus makes points about not laboring for the things of this world. Rather, labor for eternal things. Like, don't store up treasures, as an example, here on earth where a thief can steal it or rust. Rather, focus your labor, your efforts on storing up treasures in heaven, where a thief can't break in and steal it, and it doesn't decay. Continuing on, verse 28. Then said they unto him, What shall we do that we might work the works of God? And Jesus answered and said unto them, This is the work of God, that you believe on him he hath sent. And they said therefore unto him, What sign showest thou then, that we may see and believe thee? What dost thou work? Our fathers did eat manna in the desert, as it is written, He gave them bread from heaven to eat. Then Jesus said unto them, Verily, verily, I say unto you, Moses gave you not that bread from heaven, but my Father giveth you the true bread from heaven. For the bread of God is he which cometh down from heaven, and giveth life unto the world. Then said they unto him, Lord, evermore give us this bread. And Jesus said unto them, I am the bread of life. He that cometh to me shall never hunger, and he that believeth on me shall never thirst. But I said unto you that you also have seen me and believed not. All that the Father giveth me shall come to me, and him that cometh to me I will by no means cast out. For I came down from heaven not to do my own will, but the will of him that sent me. And this is the Father's will which hath sent me, that all which he hath given me I should lose nothing, but should raise it up on the last day. And this is the will of him that sent me, that every one which seeth the Son and believeth on him may have everlasting life, and I will raise him up at the last day. And that is where our reading ends for today. So the main focus here this morning, we're getting into this bread of life and how Christ is the bread of life. And this is very important, and we're going to get to the most important part of that tomorrow. But they ask him, because he says, don't worry about the world so much as far as like laboring for the things of this world, rather that perish, but labor for those things that are everlasting, which endure forever, which the Son of Man will give you. And they say, well, what should we do that we might work the works of God? So right here you might expect some of the things that Jesus talks a lot about, charity and visiting the sick and visiting and taking care of the widow and all these important things that he does command us to do. But he responds with kind of like Christianity 101, which is, this is the work of God, that you believe on him who he hath sent. There's this idea of enduring to the end to be saved, which simply means remaining in the faith. And I think sometimes we forget how difficult at times it can be to just remain faithful. Matthew Henry says this: constant exercise of faith in Christ, the key phrase there being constant exercise of faith in Christ, is the most important and difficult part of the obedience required from us as sinners seeking salvation. When by his grace we are enabled to live a life of faith in the Son of God, holy tempers follow, and acceptable services may be done. God, even his Father, who gave their fathers that food from heaven to support their natural lives, now gave them the true bread for salvation, for the salvation of their souls. Coming to Jesus and believing on him signify the same. Christ shows that he is the true bread. He is to the soul what bread is to the body. Nourishes and supports the spiritual life. He is the bread of God. Now, Paul talks about the similar concept. Gotta finish. Gotta remain strong in the faith. Gotta continue in belief. Right? If you go to Colossians 1:23, Paul says, if you continue in the faith. Key word there is if. If you continue in the faith, grounded and settled, and not be moved away from the hope of the gospel, which you have heard, and which was preached to every creature which is under heaven, whereof I, Paul, am made a minister. Like, if you continue, it's important to actually continue in the faith. And then he's writing to Timothy towards the end of his life, and he says, I have fought the good fight, and I have finished my course, and I have kept the faith. 2 Timothy 4:7-8. Henceforth there is laid up for me a crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, shall give me on that day, and not me alone, but unto all them that also love his appearing. So if there's a prayer for us today, it is to seek God for the grace to remain in faith. And Jesus says, you know what? The ones who the Father has given me, I'm not going to cast them out. In fact, I'm not going to lose anything. And I'm going to raise them up on the last day. Every one which seeth the Son of Man and believes on him may have everlasting life. And I will raise him up on the last day. I pray that you've been blessed this morning. And we're 5 days in, 25 more days to go. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your prayers. Peace and grace be with all of you. And until next time, God bless.